wildfires rage unchecked, consuming everything in their path. One aircraft stands out as a beacon of hope, the Canadair Cl-415. Known as the Super Scooper, this amphibious powerhouse swoops down from the sky, scooping up thousands of liters of water in seconds to battle the flames below. As it cuts through the smoke and heat, it becomes a symbol of resilience, precision, and speed, proving that aircraft are more than just weapons of war or holiday transportation. In the fight against nature's fiercest forces, the Cl-415 is more than just an aircraft, it's a hero in the sky. And for many in recent times, it's salvation. LA is on fire in a very bad way. Massive wildfires destroy large portions of the Pacific Palisades, with truly apocalyptic scenes being shown every day. But you probably noticed this yellow fella in the videos. This is one of the last hope for LA and a key factor in firefighting across the globe for decades now, and the hero of our story. The Canadair Cl-415 is an enhanced version of the earlier Canadair Cl-215, which was introduced in the late 1960s, and it was one of the first aircraft built with the sole purpose of fighting fires from the air. Built by Canadair, a very obvious Canadian company, which was up to that point working on license-built American jets like the Sabre or the F-5, the Cl-215 was supposed to be a new class of aircraft to conquer the markets and save lives. It was designed to be as rugged as possible, with a twin-engine amphibious setup designed to scoop water from lakes, rivers, and other water bodies, which could then be dropped over active fires. The aircraft was widely appreciated for its versatility and its ability to quickly deploy water on fire zones in otherwise hard-to-reach areas. And over its operational history, a total of 125 Cl-215s were built and played a critical role in wildfire suppression in Europe, North America, and beyond, significantly reducing the damage caused by these fires. But despite its successes, the Cl-215 had its own limitations and flaws. The design, while innovative, was basic in terms of avionics, speed, and fuel efficiency. During the late 80s, Canadair was acquired by Bombardier, and under new management in the early 1990s, Canadair recognized the need for an upgraded platform capable of operating in more challenging conditions with enhanced capabilities. And this led to the development of the Cl-415, a significant refinement of the original Cl-215 design. When the engineers sat down to come up with the ultimate firefighting plane, there were several key factors that they needed to consider. Everything from the economics of its sorties, the performance of the airframe, and even how to make it as cheap as possible to build so as many people could benefit as possible. They didn't just take an off-the-shelf aircraft and say, "Hey, job's done, let's go get dinner." There were lives at stake. They wanted to use the best tool for the job to fight fires, built from the ground up. And you too should use the best tool for the job for your business, at home, and whenever you use the internet. That's why I use the new Opera One R2 web browser and its built-in AI tool, Aria. And we need to talk about why Aria is my new favorite integrated AI feature. You can quickly access Aria's command line with a few simple keys, Ctrl+/ or Command+/. Ask any questions that I need without leaving my work, generate some images for my next project, or even tell me what I'm looking at. Useful if it's an obscure aircraft or some crazy art. The other tool that is also improving the quality of my life is the floating music player that I can move around the screen and even outside of the browser. I can play or skip songs without interrupting my work. There are also several themes I can change to that I love, such as Midsummer, which has fantastic vibrant colors. I can also use the split screen function inside the browser to work on two different projects or to help me write scripts without switching tabs. And oh boy, the tabs, how could I forget my favorite feature? Thanks to Tab Islands, I can group tabs together by theme or project so I can have all my holiday planning tabs collapsed in order to save on space when I work and expand them once again when I need them. And to help me not get lost, I have tab traces that show me where I just was and as I navigate through my seemingly large tab collection. Darker the underscore is the more recent I visited a certain tab. Thanks to Opera for changing the game once again, and to get it for yourself, use my link down in the description. The Canadair Cl-415, often known as the Super Scooper because, well, it scoops water up very well, made its first flight in 1994, and it was designed to address those flaws and limitations of its predecessor. Namely, the following updates were implemented in the new plane. It would have a larger 6,100 litre or 1,620 gallon water tank, improved engines and efficiency, which increased its operational range and speed, enabling it to reach fire zones faster and improving the operational range to an impressive 1,250. The avionics were upgraded, allowing the aircraft to operate in challenging conditions, such as poor visibility or during massive storms. And last but not least, the Cl-415 was built with more robust materials, designed to withstand the stresses of aerial firefighting, especially when flying close to intense heat or rugged terrain. These advancements allowed the Cl-415 to become a leading aircraft in aerial firefighting, not only in Canada, but also around the world. And part of that is thanks to its design and its engines. Specifically, its badass twin Pratt & Whitney turboprop engines with a maximum takeoff weight of 19,000 kilograms. Combined with its 28-meter wingspan, the aircraft is actually quite stable during low-level flights and high-speed water drops, but at the same time has a high speed of 400 kilometers per hour, allowing the Cl-415 to respond quickly to changing fire conditions. Which takes us to our next cool point. How exactly is the Cl-415 used in a fire situation, and why is it such a game changer? Well, the primary benefit of aerial firefighting, if you haven't picked it up yet, is actually the speed. In the event of a wildfire, an aerial asset like the Cl-415 can reach the site of the fire within minutes, making it possible to begin suppression efforts much sooner than relying on ground crews alone. With a fire sighted and a briefing complete, the Cl-415 takes off, typically from a nearby airstrip, or in some cases, directly from water bodies if it's already in position. The aircraft's amphibious capabilities make it versatile enough to operate from lakes, rivers, or coastal areas, critical in regions where established airstrips might not be available, such as remote wilderness, or perhaps out at sea next to small islands. As the crew approach the fire location, the pilot and co-pilot would monitor the conditions such as wind speed, smoke density, and fire movement to ensure they have the perfect drop conditions. But hey, their tank's empty because they're going to refill at sight. The distinctive feature of the Cl-415 is its ability to scoop water, as we mentioned. To begin the firefighting operation, the plane flies low over a body of water, usually a lake or coastal inlet, and then two large scoops beneath the wings dip into the water as the aircraft skims the surface at high speed. The scooping process is fast and efficient, taking only about 12 seconds to fill the aircraft's belly tank with water. And once the tank is full, the aircraft pulls up and begins the flight to the actual fire zone. Then the aircraft will fly low and fast over the targeted fire area where the water drop occurs. This can be done in various patterns depending on the situation to create a fire break. The pilot can release water in a single large drop or in multiple passes to ensure coverage of the fire's most critical areas. The water drop is typically aimed at the fire's edge or hotspots to slow down the fire's spread. And in some cases, the water is mixed with fire retardants or foam to enhance its suppressive effect. These drops may target specific spots identified by ground teams or aerial spotters. And once the water is released, the Cl-415 immediately returns to its scooping location to repeat the entire process again. The aircraft is robust enough to perform multiple scoops and drops during a single flight, making its operation highly efficient. And as we said, the turnaround time for a single water scoop is remarkably quick, 12 seconds to fill it up again, which allows the aircraft to stay in the air for long operations, conducting repeated drops without needing to land for refueling, which is an absolute game changer when it comes to a fast-moving and fast-changing fire. But it's not just putting out fires that makes this aircraft critical for firefighting efforts. As the operations continue, the Cl-415 works in tandem with other firefighting aircraft and ground teams. Ground-based firefighters establish fire breaks or cleared areas and containment lines to stop the fire's spread, whilst the Cl-415 keeps applying water to slow the fire's growth. The aerial team may also reassess the fire from the air using radar and other sensors to identify new hotspots or areas of concern. If the fire shifts or becomes more intense, the aircraft will adjust its mission to target the more critical spots. Naturally, this is an incredibly dangerous job, and several incidents took the lives of pilots, firefighters during its operational history, namely in Greece, where several accidents occurred throughout the years on both the Cl-215 and the 415. Because while the Cl-415 is a highly effective tool, it's not perfect, and there are several challenges that limit its operational capability. For one, aerial firefighting is highly weather dependent. And as we've seen during the current LA wildfires, aircraft couldn't operate at all times due to weather conditions. High winds, fog, and poor visibility can ground the aircraft, limiting their effectiveness. Additionally, the size and intensity of some wildfires can exceed the capabilities of even the Cl-415, requiring additional ground support or the use of multiple aircraft. And let me tell you, the Cl-415 isn't the only nor the largest firefighter in the skies. Due to the sheer size and spread of the wildfires in LA, 2 DC-10 air tankers are deployed as well to help the firefighting efforts with their giant 45,000-litre tanks. And currently, the largest aerial firefighter in the world is the specialized Russian Il-76 with a 49,000-litre capacity. But if you think that's a lot, there was also a 747 supertanker with a 71,000-litre capacity. However, this aircraft was retired in 2021. A decision which I'll be covering on my other channel, Aviation Station, because I bet right now the Californians would absolutely love to have that 747 supertanker. Compared to the 6,100 litres of the Super Scooper, you can see that this little aircraft is very humble. But of course, it's not all black and white. The versatility and amphibious capability of the Cl-415 makes it irreplaceable, and this humble aircraft is a true lifesaver, with true heroes behind the controls risking their lives every day on every mission. But another challenge of this aircraft is the logistical requirements. The Cl-415 requires access to suitable bodies of water for scooping, and during periods of extreme drought, these water sources can become depleted. Imagine putting out a fire in a landlocked country with a desert and mountainous environment. It's almost impossible. Additionally, as the demand for aerial firefighting grows with the increasing frequency of wildfires, there may be insufficient numbers of aircraft to meet the demand. In a freak accident on January 9th, one of the Canadian aircraft helping the firefighting efforts over LA County struck a civilian drone. But fortunately, the crew managed to land safely. However, the aircraft will be out of action for a couple days, so if anybody watching this right now wants to film wildfires with their drones, don't, please, because the heroes need to do their job. The Cl-415 continues to serve as a vital tool in modern wildfire management, saving lives, protecting property, and minimizing the damage caused by nature's most devastating forces. It was particularly effective in the mountainous terrain around Los Angeles, such as Santa Monica and the San Gabriel Mountains, where ground-based firefighting efforts struggle due to difficult access. So let's all pray that the wildfires will be placed under control soon, and we wish all pilots and firefighters a safe return home. Thank you so much for watching, and please be safe. Now, I thought that I would take this little opportunity right here at the end of the video to have a little discussion with some of the people on the internet about the current large fires that we're seeing in California with regards to specifically the management of the fire teams with regards to aerial firefighting. Obviously, during the research of this video today, we did learn a lot about how this operates, and it is disheartening to see that some internet commentators, who I dare say have probably not put as much research into this, have said that these operations were not as effective or sort of managed effectively as they possibly could be. Now, you see, aerial firefighting in this specific scenario can only fight in specific sort of wind conditions, and with the 100-knot winds coming off the coast there, the aircraft were unable to get into the specific hazardous regions to fight the fires effectively. In addition, these aircraft can't really operate at night. The fire crews could only watch as the inferno swept through these people's poor homes. As an Australian that has experienced some brutal fires in our country in the past years, I'm sure we all remember before COVID back in 2020, It's really frustrating to see that aerial firefighting is not as supported as it could be. I know that we desperately need a giant fleet of these aircraft, and aircraft like the Cl-415 are incredible at what they do. I only wish that the one main takeaway that you get from this video is that we need more of these aircraft and we need them yesterday. Thanks again so much for watching.